So I found out the other day that someone I know thought I was autistic. Well, I'm not. Glad we're clear about that. One of the biggest problems I have with this disorder is mixing up words. Like if someone says, I'm going to a basketball practice, but wearing a baseball outfit, it takes me a minute to understand. It can be embarrassing. For one time, I was at a Mexican restaurant with my sister, and we were waiting for our table, and my sister goes to the restroom for a minute. And while she was gone, a waitress comes out and said something, but this is what I heard. Someone need a high chair. Someone need a high chair. That's what I heard. But it turns out that she called my sister's name, and when my sister came back, she asked me if they called her name, and I said no. And she felt like maybe they did, so she went and checked, and apparently they did, when I thought they said someone needs a high chair, so we lost our table. I felt bad. Another story like that, I was at gym class, and they were measuring our height and weight. When Mr. Jim measured my height, he said, okay, go tell Mrs. Jim your height is... okay. I go to Mrs. Jim, and she asks, what's your height? I just said what I think he said, 6.1. She looked at me funny and was like, what? No, you're not. Go do it again. So embarrassed I went back and asked Mr. Jim to measure my height again. He was frustrated, for there was a long line of students waiting to do their height, and he had to do me again. So once he did me again, he told me my height was... Frantic and confused, I went back to Mrs. Jim and said, 5. She wrote that down, and I accepted that. So embarrassing. I get words mixed up all the time. Even for names. Well, more like I forget people's names. Like, one of my best friends growing up, I couldn't remember her name for the longest time. I had to keep asking her for her name. And every time she tells me, I tend to forget. I don't know what it is. I just can't have that name glued to my brain. I had to keep asking her. And I'm sure it really annoyed her. And that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something more about this certain type of disorder. Not just me that have it, other people have it too. It also explains that my grammar, I tend to not speak very clearly or very good. Like I used to say what time it is for the longest time, not what time is it. It took me a long time to figure that out. And such. Yeah, it happens. But I'm still a great person, and so are you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like.